Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and Britney Spears is slamming ABC's Diane Sawyer, and I am here for it. I don't know if you guys remember the 2003 interview that Diane Sawyer did with Britney where she made Britney cry over breaking up with Justin Timberlake. It was a just disgusting interview that was so biased and unfair, and I just recently rewatched it this morning to sort of get a sense of just how effed up that interview was. There was such a focus on just... I want to play this one clip. Diane Sawyer just horrified at how skimpy of attire that Britney is deciding to wear.
What happened to your clothes?
I have on clothes now.
I know. But what's this about? No kidding. What is it about?
What is it about?
Yeah.
It's about doing a beautiful picture.
Is it about shocking people?
About shocking. You know what? I feel comfortable in my skin. I think it's an okay thing to express yourself. Have you seen... I hate to bring this up, but Kate Hudson, she's 22. She's in sheets. Jennifer Lopez, she poses very provocatively sometimes. Christina Aguilera.
Facts.
What's the big deal?
Well, I mean... What is the big deal? Why did Diane Sawyer make this such a big deal? and good on Britney. Even crazy Britney back then was able and cool enough to like push it back to Diane Sawyer.
Like, come on, you know? I don't understand.
I think everybody always thought you had a different relationship to young girls.
Oh, I thought everyone thought you had a different relationship with young girls. Which one? The hit me baby one more time? That one in the schoolgirl and Dan? Which one? I'm a slave for you? Like, Diane Sawyer, what Britney are you even referring to? Like, you're such a damn hypocrite. You went out with an agenda to tear this poor girl down, and you did it for an hour, for 45 minutes. You ripped this young woman apart. You weren't giving her any chance to try to stand up and learn her ways. She was 21 years old. This like poor Britney, as you look at it now, leave Britney alone. It was such a real deal. They were so on her. And when you go back and look at the terrible things Britney did compared to what people are doing today for attention, I'm talking WAP, everything else that's going on in our world, she was tame. Even Madonna was way worse than she was. It just this weird holier than thou Diane Sawyer interview was so offensive, and I'm so glad that everybody has been calling it back out, because when you look back, you're like, oh, you guys are sick. And so anyway, she slammed it. So Britney, here, let's get to Britney's Diane. I'll be tweeting at her at the end of this video. So go to my Twitter, help me retweet and share this tweet to get the word out there, because Diane Sawyer, you owe this woman an apology. You're still doing interviews. You're trying to get these exclusives. Clearly, Britney's not calling you. And good on her, because shame on you for what you did here. Now, here's the Instagram. Now, Britney has since deleted this. Something she does a lot. She'll go off on somebody and then she'll delete it. But we have it here, and so it's on record. It starts here. It was a long notes thing. She talks about shopping. She loves shopping. She's so grateful now that she can go shopping. She sees all these people in line, like Christmas trees up, kids waiting in line to take pictures with Santa. Embarrassing parents come out of the line with their babies wanting a picture with me, so I walk fast past the line. I do love shopping, though. Who doesn't? Do we dare forget the Diane Sawyer interview in my apartment almost 20 years ago? What was with the you're in the wrong approach? Geez, and making me cry? Seriously, though, I lived in my apartment for a year and never spoke to anyone. My manager put that woman in my home and made me talk to her on national television, and she asked me if I had a shopping problem, which, like, Britney's parts about the shopping, like, she buys things. She bought some things, and she made a whole point of, like, I don't want to spend a ton of money on overly expensive stuff, because what's the point? I never was raised that way. She clearly bought a few nice things. She even said her assistant was like, yeah, well, if you really want something, splurge once in a while and get yourself. Yeah, she's allowed. Diane Sawyer in my living room. I was 22. I didn't understand. Sorry, here it goes. But I never left my apartment. Something I never shared was when here it was. Sorry. My manager put that woman in my home and made me talk to her on national television. She asked me if I had a shopping problem. When did I have a problem with shopping? When I never left my apartment? Something I never shared with when I had that big breakup years ago was that I couldn't talk afterwards. I never spoke to anyone for a very long time. I was in shock. Pretty lame of my dad and 3 men to show up at my door when I could hardly speak 2 days later, they put Diane Sawyer in my living room. They forced me to talk. I was a baby. I was almost 22 and didn't understand, but I effing know now. She said, a woman or a girl? I would like to say now, ma'am, I'm a Catholic SLUT. You want to join me at Mass and I can serve your husband my certificate on Shoppers Anonymous. She leaned in hard. She leaned in hard on Diane Sawyer, and rightfully so. I would have gone even worse because the entire interview was just aimed to make Britney, like everyone else did at the time, look crazy. So for Britney to finally slam back was worthwhile. Now, here's what's interesting. E got a quote from Jamie, her father. This case isn't over yet, guys, by the way. I'm talking to Christopher Melcher because is the conservatorship over? Stay tuned. We're making that video for next week while I'm out because we'll know soon, but we have some worries. So put a pin in that for those of you who are wondering. Trust me, Christopher and I are paying attention. Anyway, here's Jamie's response. In a new statement, Jamie's attorney, Alex Whitegarden, says, Mr. Spears has no idea what Miss Spears is talking about. Reference to the controversial 2003 interview. Lies. Jamie never set up any interview with Diane Sawyer and was not present for any such interview. Now, this is what's interesting. He didn't set it up, is what he's trying to say. But he's like, well, I didn't set it up and I wasn't present. This is like a weird half-truth where it's like, I'm sure like a manager or a PR person actually set it up. And he might not have actually been there during the interview. He may have stepped out or whatever. Who knows? There's ways for to still him to require the manager to set up an interview and to make sure he's there watching it on a feed. There's ways that Jamie can sometimes think he's telling the truth when in reality he's not. But I also just think he probably was there. He had nothing to do with Britney's career at this point and was completely uninvolved in this interview, the attorney told E! News. Jamie loves Britney very much, wishes Britney nothing but the best, and hopes that she continues to seek the help that she needs to stay stay safe and healthy. Oh my God, this man, whoo.
It's Britney, baby.
Bring it out, Britney. I need more because this man needs to pay. Do not let him get away with this nonsense. That whole interview also has a whole point where Diane's like, oh, well, Jamie took the small house and still works. Oh my God, they try to totally victimize Jamie while making Britney look like a crazy person. In recent years, Britney's spending was restricted by her conservatorship, which was terminated by a judge in November. Was it though? Is it still? It's still happening. And no, I'm not embarrassed to share this. Well, maybe a little, she wrote, but I'm more embarrassed my family for condoning the fact that I wasn't allowed to have cash for so long when I worked my ass off for them. I'm embarrassed for the state of California for permitting my father to have me work as hard as he worked me all those years and never sending me a dime. She continued, I'm embarrassed for all of them and I'm sad for them because I know my value and worth now and they lost me. Boom. Now, apparently also in that in the whole thing, she does talk about she doesn't want to tour again, which makes me very sad. But I assume she just wants to probably hold another residency somewhere because it was a lot easier to handle. The Las Vegas residency probably was a better gig to do, maybe with less days next time. But she was given an allowance of $2,000 a week during her Las Vegas residency. And assistance when she was only her security had to deem when she was allowed to use her credit card. This is her whole life, making all this money as they made all the money and paid themselves more while letting her have a nothing of an allowance. Lawyer for Jamie has defended his actions. All of his actions were well within the parameters of the authority conferred upon him by the court. His actions were done with the knowledge and consent of Britney, her court-appointed attorney, and or court. Jamie's record as conservator and the court's approval of his actions speak for themselves. Oh, they sure do. Well, then why aren't you getting deposed, Jamie? Why aren't you allowing Britney's team to depose you and actually interview you if you got nothing to hide? Jamie's always quick out there to go to TMZ and to scream his innocence. Well, if that's the case, Jamie, why aren't you doing the deposition? Let's just get it over with so we can all move on, Jamie. Because, we just want to move on. Well, let her have her day in court. Go ahead and answer the questions because everything you did was apparently on the up and up. Why are you hiding? Huh? Oh, we'll keep this pressure on. The pressure is not over, Mr. Spears. The pressure is only going to get larger and larger as we go after you, Lou Taylor, Robin, her mom. Everyone was trying to give her mom a pass, but Britney has now finally stepped forward, and it looks like someone was correct. Looks like Sam Lutfi might have been correct in that Britney's mom is crazy, clearly crazy, and Britney is not forgiving her because her mom was equally as responsible as the father. She wants to play dumb. She always wanted to be involved. But thank goodness for Britney for keeping it real, because it's imperative we find out who did this to ensure they pay and really get the accountability that is so deserved. We got lots more to cover on this case and so much more. So if you don't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts here on Popcorn Planet, smash that like button, and leave a comment down below to help the algorithm to get these stories out there. This case is still not over. Be aware, this is a human rights issue, and it's still happening, and we got to make sure that all of this gets taken care of. Not even just the family, the court system. Nichelle Nichols, Uhura from Star Trek. I'm getting in that case, and we will be reporting on that case. So stay tuned. There's a lot more that hopefully Britney will open the eyes of, because she stepped up and was able to get we all stepped up. Let's be honest. The Free Britney movement stepped up, and thank to all of you who did. Stay tuned. We'll be covering more cases involving Britney and other conservative ships we need to pay attention to. Thank you guys for watching here on Popcorn Planet.